proper way to install recessed lighting with ground up or down depends on the type of recessed light and the desired lighting effect. Generally, installing recessed lights with the ground up is recommended for optimal illumination and minimize glare. This is suitable for downlights, accent light, and task lighting, providing direct downward illumination. Installing recessed lights with the ground down is suitable for floodlights, ambient lighting, and general illumination, providing diffused, upward-facing illumination and creating a more ambient and even light distribution. There are exceptions to the general guideline of ground-up installation. Ground-down installation can be used to highlight specific objects or areas with accent lighting. Ground-down installation is also suitable for providing general illumination in larger spaces with floodlights. Ground-up installation can provide task lighting for makeup and grooming in bathroom vanities. Several safety considerations are important when installing recessed lighting. Recessed lights generate heat, so it is important to ensure proper ventilation and clearance around the fixture to prevent overheating. Recessed lights should be installed in fire-rated housings and connected with proper electrical wiring to minimize the risk of fire. Ensure that the recessed lights are not installed too close to ceiling joists or electrical wiring to avoid damage. To install recessed lighting safely, firstly, turn off the power at the circuit breaker or fuse box. Secondly, cut a hole in the ceiling using a hole saw of the appropriate size. Thirdly, connect the recessed light to the electrical wiring using wire nuts and electrical tape. Fourthly, insert the recessed light into the hole and secure it with the provided clips or brackets. Fifthly, turn on the power and test the light. Consider using dimmable recessed lights to adjust the lighting level. Use recessed lights with adjustable beams to direct the light where it is needed. Place recessed lights evenly throughout the space to ensure uniform illumination. When considering heat dissipation, it is vital to understand the factors that contribute to heat buildup within a recessed lighting fixture and the surrounding ceiling space. Firstly, the wattage of the bulb or light-emitting diode, LED, is a primary factor. Higher wattage bulbs generate more heat. Secondly, the type of insulation surrounding the fixture plays a significant role. Insulation can trap heat leading to overheating. Thirdly, the design of the recessed lighting fixture itself influences heat dissipation. Some fixtures are better designed to vent heat than others. To mitigate heat buildup, several strategies can be employed. Firstly, use lower wattage bulbs or LED. LED generates significantly less heat than traditional incandescent bulbs. Secondly, ensure proper ventilation around the fixture. This may involve creating air gaps between the fixture and the insulation. Thirdly, use fire-rated recessed lighting fixtures. These fixtures are designed to withstand higher temperatures and are less likely to cause a fire. Fourthly, install thermal cutoffs. These devices will automatically shut off the light if it gets too hot. Regarding fire hazards, it is crucial to understand the potential risks associated with recessed lighting and to take appropriate precautions. Firstly, combustible materials near the fixture can ignite if the fixture overheats. Secondly, faulty wiring can cause electrical fires. Thirdly, improper installation can increase the risk of fire. To minimize fire hazards, several steps can be taken. Firstly, use fire-rated recessed lighting fixtures. These fixtures are designed to prevent the spread of fire. Secondly, ensure proper wiring and connections. Use wire nuts to connect the wires and wrap the connections with electrical tape. Thirdly, maintain proper clearance around the fixture. Keep combustible materials away from the fixture. Fourthly, install thermal cutoffs. As mentioned before, these devices will automatically shut off the light if it gets too hot. When dealing with ceiling joists, it is important to understand how they can be affected by recessed lighting and how to avoid damaging them. Firstly, cutting into ceiling joists can weaken the structural integrity of the ceiling. Secondly, running wires through ceiling joists can damage the wires. Thirdly, the heat from recessed lights can dry out and weaken the ceiling joists. To avoid damaging ceiling joists, several precautions can be taken. Firstly, plan the layout of the recessed lights carefully to avoid cutting into ceiling joists. Secondly, use a stud finder to locate the ceiling joists before cutting any holes. Thirdly, run wires along the ceiling joists rather than through them. Fourthly, use low heat recessed lighting fixtures such as LED. The hole saw size is crucial for a proper fit when installing recessed lighting. If the hole is too small, the fixture won't fit. If the hole is too large, the fixture will be loose and unstable. To determine the correct hole saw size, firstly, consult the manufacturer's instructions for the recessed lighting fixture. The instructions will specify the recommended hole size. Secondly, measure the diameter of the recessed lighting fixture housing. The hole saw should be slightly larger than the housing diameter. Thirdly, test the hole saw on a scrap piece of ceiling material before cutting the actual hole. This will ensure that the hole is the correct size. When connecting the recessed light to the electrical wiring, it is important to use the correct wiring techniques and materials to ensure a safe and reliable connection. Firstly, turn off the power at the circuit breaker or fuse box before working with electrical wiring. Secondly, use wire nuts to connect the wires. Twist the wires together tightly and then screw in the wire nut. Thirdly, wrap the wire nuts with electrical tape to provide extra insulation and protection. Fourthly, use the correct gauge of wire for the circuit. The gauge of the wire should be appropriate for the amperage of the circuit. Fifthly, follow all local electrical codes. Securing the recessed light into the hole is important to ensure that it is stable and doesn't fall out of the ceiling. Firstly, most recessed lighting fixtures come with clips or brackets that are used to secure the fixture to the ceiling. Secondly, make sure that the clips or brackets are properly installed and that they are securely holding the fixture in place. Thirdly, if the hole is too large, use shims to fill the gaps between the fixture and the ceiling. Fourthly, if the fixture is wobbly, tighten the screws or bolts that hold it in place. When testing the light after installation, it is important to make sure that it is working properly and that there are no safety hazards. Firstly, turn on the power at the circuit breaker or fuse box. Secondly, turn on the light switch. Thirdly, check to see that the light is working properly. Fourthly, listen for any unusual noises, such as buzzing or crackling. Fifthly, smell for any burning odors. Sixthly, feel the fixture to see if it is getting too hot. If you notice any of these problems, turn off the power immediately and consult a qualified electrician. When considering dimmable recessed lights, it is important to understand the benefits and limitations of dimming. Firstly, dimming can save energy by reducing the amount of light output. Secondly, dimming can create a more relaxing and comfortable atmosphere. Thirdly, dimming can extend the life of the bulb. Fourthly, not all recessed lights are dimmable. Make sure that the recessed lights and the dimmer switch are compatible. Fifthly, some dimmer switches can cause flickering or buzzing. If this happens, try a different dimmer switch. Recessed lights with adjustable beams can be used to direct the light where it is needed. Firstly, adjustable beams can be used to highlight specific objects or areas. Secondly, adjustable beams can be used to create different lighting effects. Thirdly, adjustable beams can be used to compensate for uneven ceiling heights. Fourthly, not all recessed lights have adjustable beams. Make sure that the recessed lights have this feature if you need it. Placing recessed lights evenly throughout the space can ensure uniform illumination. Firstly, uneven lighting can create shadows and glare. Secondly, uneven lighting can make it difficult to see. Thirdly, to achieve uniform illumination, space the recessed lights evenly apart. Fourthly, the spacing between the lights will depend on the height of the ceiling and the wattage of the bulbs. When working with electrical wiring, always prioritize safety. Assume all wires are live until proven otherwise. Use properly insulated tools. Wear safety glasses to protect your eyes. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, consult a qualified electrician. Local electrical codes are designed to ensure the safety of electrical installations. These codes vary depending on the location. It is important to be familiar with the local electrical codes before starting any electrical work. The National Electrical Code, NEC, is a widely adopted standard for electrical installations in the United States. It provides guidelines for safe wiring practices. When installing recessed lighting, refer to the NEC for specific requirements related to clearances, wiring methods, and grounding. One important aspect of electrical safety is proper grounding. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the circuit breaker and preventing electrical shock. Ensure that all recessed lighting fixtures are properly grounded according to the NEC. Use the correct size wire for the circuit. Wire size is determined by the amperage of the circuit and the length of the wire run. Using undersized wire can cause overheating and fire. Refer to NEC Table 310.15b16 for ampacity ratings of different wire sizes. When making wire connections, use approved connectors such as wire nuts. Make sure the connections are tight and secure. Loose connections can cause arcing and overheating. Protect wires from physical damage by using conduit or other protective measures. Avoid running wires through sharp edges or areas where they could be damaged by nails or screws. When working in damp or wet locations, use waterproof or damp-rated fixtures and wiring methods. Ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs, are required in certain locations, such as bathrooms and kitchens, to protect against electrical shock. Install GFCIs according to the NEC. Before cutting any holes in the ceiling, check for hidden obstructions such as pipes or wires. Use a stud finder or other means to locate ceiling joists and avoid cutting into them. When installing recessed lighting in an insulated ceiling, use IC-rated fixtures. IC-rated fixtures are designed to be in direct contact with insulation without overheating. Non-IC-rated fixtures require a minimum clearance from insulation. Consider using LED recessed lighting fixtures. LED are more energy efficient than incandescent or halogen bulbs and produce less heat. They also have a longer lifespan. Choose recessed lighting fixtures with the appropriate light output and beam angle for the intended application. Downlights provide direct downward illumination, while floodlights provide a wider beam of light. Accent lights are used to highlight specific objects or areas. Consider using recessed lighting fixtures with adjustable trims. Adjustable trims allow you to direct the light where it is needed. Before starting any electrical work, obtain the necessary permits from your local building department. Building permits ensure that the work is done safely and according to code. If you are unsure about any aspect of recessed lighting installation, consult a qualified electrician. An electrician can provide expert advice and ensure that the installation is done safely and correctly. Consider the color temperature of the light. Color temperature is measured in Kelvin. Lower Kelvin temperatures produce a warm, yellowish light, while higher Kelvin temperatures produce a cool, bluish light. Choose a color temperature that is appropriate for the application. Consider the color rendering index CRI of the light. CRI measures how accurately a light source renders colors compared to natural sunlight. A higher CRI indicates more accurate color rendering. Choose a light source with a CRI of 80 or higher for most applications. When choosing recessed lighting fixtures, consider the style and finish of the fixtures. Choose fixtures that complement the decor of the room. Consider the location of the recessed lighting fixtures in relation to other lighting fixtures in the room. Plan a lighting layout to create a balanced and visually appealing space. Consider the use of layers of light. Layers of light include ambient lighting, task lighting, and accent lighting. Use recessed lighting to provide ambient and task lighting, and use other types of lighting to provide accent lighting. Consider the use of lighting controls. Lighting controls allow you to adjust the level of light in the room to suit different activities and moods. Lighting controls can also save energy. Consider the use of occupancy sensors. Occupancy sensors automatically turn the lights on when someone enters the room and turn them off when the room is empty. Occupancy sensors can save energy. Consider the use of daylight harvesting. Daylight harvesting systems automatically adjust the level of artificial light in the room based on the amount of natural light available. Daylight harvesting systems can save energy. When installing recessed lighting, make sure to follow all manufacturer's instructions. The manufacturer's instructions provide specific guidance on how to install the fixtures safely and correctly. If you have any questions about the installation process, contact the manufacturer. They can provide additional assistance. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous. Always take precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock. Turn off the power before working with electrical wiring. Use properly insulated tools. Wear safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, consult a qualified electrician. Installing recessed lighting can improve the appearance and functionality of your home. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that the installation is done safely and correctly.